My name is Ari, and I'm 11 years old. My mom and dad divorced and I was just a baby. My mom had cheated on my dad because my dad was quite lazy. He told her to leave the house so he could go to sleep. Well, at least that's what my mom told me. I don't know, but I think they had a deal. So every weekend I go with my 5-year-old brother to my dad's house. He would pick us up, but sometimes he couldn't. He lived all the way in Marshville and I live all the way in Sacramento. He didn't live alone though. He lived with my cousins, but they kind of kicked us out for whatever reason. We moved to my other cousin's house, which was a bit nearby, but I think I was only 5 or 4 at the time. When we got there, I was so happy, because that was my favorite cousin, but I still didn't know why they kicked us out. Me and my cousin had a lot of fun together, but years have passed and I was 10. By the way, my cousin's name is Carissa. I was always happy to see her, but she was 1 year older than me. But she was getting too old for me. She would always play on her phone and not play with me anymore. But when there are other cousins around, she would always want to play something. She's also the favorite cousin, I would say. She was still my favorite cousin, even though she never really paid attention to me. One weekend, I went to my dad's house, and we were obviously both playing on our phones. Then she went somewhere and randomly disappeared for a long time. I called her name out a bunch of times. I got bored of looking for her, so I went in her bedroom and went on her bed. My phone died in a couple of minutes, so I got even more bored. And my dad and his drunk friends were outside. My dad doesn't drink though, so I went in his room and he left his phone on his bed. And I knew the password, so I went to his camera roll like I always did on his phone when I was just little. I kept looking and watching some videos and something caught my attention on his phone. It was a girl with a bra and an underwear on. Then I saw it was a video. So I pressed on it and it was a bunch of naked girls filmed. I was actually so sad because I never knew Dad was like this. Then my little cousin came in the room and said, "What you doing? Are you bored?" I turned my dad's phone off and said back to her, "No." So she went away and I looked at the video again. One of the films had a mirror in it and I looked at it and saw my dad's reflection on the mirror and I started to have all kinds of emotions. I went off the camera roll and went to text messages and I saw my mom's phone number and clicked on it. But they say I saw my dad say my brother wanted to go out with him and his friends. And my mom was so mad that she sent back, those brats. I once again turned my dad's phone and put it on the spot it was in earlier, and I went to Carissa's bed and started to cry. In my mind I was just saying to myself, why is life so hard and unfair? I hate my life and I want to kill myself. I hated my dad and mom, but I was a shy girl and probably always will be, because I can't even talk to my stepdad, dad and mom, you know? Carissa came in her room and said, "Hey, I was hiding from you." I just said, "Okay." And she went on her bed and saw me crying. All she said was, "Are you okay? What happened?" Of course, I lied and said I was just tired and I just watched a sad dog video, so she said, "Okay." And I just couldn't tell her the truth for some reason. I kept it to myself and all was well. I'm 20 now. When I told them, my mom started to cry and yelled out at my dad on text and I never saw my cousins and dad again.